Welcome to Taste Bros. My name's Justin.
And I'm Brandon, and today we're going to be doing smoked beef ribs with mushrooms, crispy shallots, and green beans. And we're going to do a Monte Carlo style potato. But first up, let's start on the beef. So we've got a mixture of mustard and Worcestershire sauce. We're going to use this as the binder for our spices today. We're going to do 2 rubs, one from Killer Hogs Barbecue.
How to barbecue right.
How to barbecue right. And then we've got another one here, Gospel Barbecue rub from
Meat Church.
So let's get the binder on, and then we're gonna go ahead and rub them up with our spices.
Yeah.
So all we're doing with this is we are coating the meat with just a little bit of this sauce in order for the spices or our rubs to really connect. Adhere, rather.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do here with the Killer Hog, which again is from How to Barbecue Right. Highly recommend it. There we go. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of that goodness all over these bad boys.
And then on my side, we've got the Gospel Barbecue rub
From Meat Church. Highly recommend his selection. You should definitely check it out. Both of them for all intents and purposes. Yeah.
So all we're gonna do is just make sure that the spices are all on the ribs. That there's a good coating of them. You don't want to skimp out on this in this stage. And then we're gonna let them sit for a little bit so that they can really sort of soak into the meat. As you can see, this here, we've got very nice, really nice and covered. And we're just gonna leave them in this bowl for 15, 20 minutes while we get the smoker going. And then these are gonna go into the smoker for about 2.5 hours. We're looking for an internal temperature in and around the range of 200 degrees. We're gonna cover them at that point, wrap them up, sauce them up, back in the smoker again afterwards. So we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back. We've got our ribs out of the smoker. They've been in for about,
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours about. Got a nice bark on them.
Which, by the way, we're using a hickory wood chip at 250. Gives
All right.
most of the flavoring.
So we're gonna rub these up, or lather them up, I guess, with some barbecue sauce.
Which we have the Killer Hog from How to Barbecue Right.
And that is on top of the rub, which was from Killer Hogs.
And How to Barbecue Right.
And then I had the barbecue rub from Meat Church called Gospel. And on top of that one, I am putting a sweet 180 competition quality barbecue sauce. Let me just get some of this sauce on here. We're gonna put them back in the smoker, wrapped up in paper.
Butcher paper for all intents and purpose. But you can probably use yourself tin foil, no problem. And if so, double wrap just to make sure. Don't want to have any holes popping through. Actually, I'd probably rather wait a little bit. I want that glaze.
Well, it's still got a little ways to go.
Another 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours.
I would say we're gonna check the internal temperature in about an hour, and then we can make a decision then.
Yeah, look at that right there. You like that?
Looks tasty.
I would eat it right now. I think he's good. He's just, good old fashioned.
I was gonna put a bit more in the parchment paper.
Excuse me. See,
Just to make sure that
I get too excited
miss out
about
on the
cleaning.
opportunity.
I see an opportunity to clean, I start to clean.
That'll be for you.
Oh my gosh.
This will be for moi.
I can definitely say it's hot.
Yeah. Well, it's warm.
Well, it's nice, Well, I got delicate hands, I can't really handle over like 300 degrees on my fingers. But,
I'll take this off now.
to be honest, I really wasn't good at wrapping Christmas presents. So...
All you're missing is some string.
We don't have string.
We don't have to, but
Well, do you have string on you?
maybe these are the brown paper packages tied up with string that they were talking about.
Probably, yeah.
These look delicious.
You don't want to put a second one, maybe?
All right, it seems like we got some seepage going on, so I'm just gonna
grab
we'll
another
drag
one.
out another sheet and we'll then pop them in the smoker. Okay, so guys, we're
Welcome back.
We're gonna be throwing the sides on now. So we got 4 potatoes for our Monte Carlo potatoes. We're gonna wrap these and bake them in the oven. In order to do that though, so they don't explode or have any issues, we're just gonna stab them a few times and they won't cause any problems to us. We still got a couple hours on the ribs. As you just saw, we wrapped them and did
We
everything
actually
else.
basted them. We wrapped them.
We wrapped them and we basted them.
And we basted them, then we wrapped them. You
sauce.
can't wrap and then baste.
Yep, very true. Okay, so these are ready. We're gonna wrap these in tin foil, and then I'll just start chopping the onions.
I'll get the tin foil. I can do something here. Now, as tempting as it was to smoke these in the smoker, due to time and all that, we figured this would be the quickest way is in the oven. That's actually perfect.
All right, so the onions are done. Now we're going to press the garlic. So as not to waste, you just go in, you sort of peel it back a little bit, give it a bit more height, and then close it again. And look, you get all that more garlic out of it. There you go. This is prepared. We already have the mushrooms and the green beans that are ready to go. We're gonna pop these in the oven. Standard baked potato. So we're gonna pop it in the oven, probably about 400. We'll check it in maybe about an hour. And then we're gonna scoop out the insides, mix it with some butter and some cheese. And then pack it back in the oven.
And bacon.
Well, there you go. So
We got bacon. So that's a...
Yeah, and then bacon goes on top with a bit of cheese, back in the oven, and it's delicious.
I don't know about nutritious, but definitely delicious.
So we're back. We're just gonna now slice up some basic store-bought bacon. We're gonna make our own bacon bits, essentially. And this is just gonna go into a pan, high heat at first. Then we're gonna turn it down and let it get crispy. And just to drain out the oil a little bit. And again, same as our last video, just simple cuts down. It's all gonna come apart in the pan anyway. We're gonna start with the garlic, get it nice and crispy, and then we're gonna come back, check on the ribs, check on the potatoes, and then start the mushroom and green beans. So now we're just gonna be stirring some of the bacon, making sure that all the pieces are separated. Brown the bacon and then turn it right down. Because we don't want to boil the bacon, we want to brown the bacon and sear the bacon. So if the temperature was too low, it will just be, we don't want that. So guys, I'm just going to add some butter and cheese into this bowl. When the potatoes are ready to come out, I'm just prepping at this point. The cheese and the butter are in the bowl already. As you're emptying the potato into the bowl, the butter is going to melt, the cheese is going to melt, you're going to stir it quickly, and then put it back into the potatoes and back in the oven. So I'm just prepping the bowl so that when the potatoes come out, we're good to go.
While Brandon is doing that, we're gonna get ready with the good old-fashioned mushrooms, pre-chopped, much easier that way. Family favorites of green beans. And we're gonna boil the green beans for about, I guess, 5-7 minutes. And then we're gonna fry up the shallots, a little bit of butter. And then after those little bad boys are done, we're gonna throw these guys in, a little bit more butter, get them till they're about golden brown. And once that's done, we put the shallots back in there, we throw the green beans back in there, and we got ourselves a nice green bean shallot mushroom crispy dish. Yeah.
Justin is just starting on
We're gonna spray
greasing the pan.
a little bit of olive oil here. You want to just make there's a bit of oil in there. All right, so we're gonna get some of these shallots in here, or when I say some, all of them. Yeah, no survivors left.
Hear that sizzle.
That sizzle's good. This is probably gonna go on just for about 1 minute to 2 minutes max. You don't want to overcook them because they're gonna come back in later.
All right, and so now looking at the onions, you can see that they're only barely translucent. Some of them are a little brown. So we're gonna take these off, put them aside. And what's our next step, Justin?
The next step is putting the mushrooms in here. Turn them golden brown. And once they're that, we put this back in there with the green beans and some garlic.
All right, guys, so here we're going to add a bit more olive oil to the pan.
Want to get it nice and juicy since the mushrooms will definitely absorb all of that. And probably after a good couple minutes or so, when they start to turn a little bit more brownish, you're going to throw in a nice scoop of butter. Butter is great. All right, we're back. So now if these are pretty much getting golden brown, we're going to want to throw some butter in there and slat it in there. We're also going to, once that gets stirred in there, we're going to throw in the remaining of the... There you go.
Oh, it smells delicious.
I don't know if that's sarcasm. All right, now that we have the butter added to the mushrooms with the shallots added back in there, we're now going to throw in the green beans. And voila, oh, look at that green goodness right there. And we're going to stir that up a little bit. And then after we have that in there about for another, I guess, 30 seconds, and all nice and stirred up, we're going to throw in some garlic. Oh.
Okay, so now that we've added the garlic, mixed in with the shallots and the mushrooms, the flavors are all rounding together very nicely. We did a little finishing pat of butter for the mushrooms. And this is just about ready to be served, so you can keep this warm on the side, and then we will be ready to go for plating. And here we go, the bacon is pretty much ready to go. It's going to brown a bit more in the oven when we put the potatoes back in for their final leg. And that's it. It should be good. All right, here we go. So we are now doing the potatoes Monte Carlo piece. We just took these out of the oven, so they're quite hot. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slice into them and open up a little like V section. That's going to allow us to get in there with a spoon and just scoop out the potato and put it into this bowl while the potatoes are really hot, because that's what's going to melt the butter and melt the cheese. You want to get as much of the potato out as possible. So all we're going to do is mix it all in and make sure that the potato has been squashed nicely. You don't want any bits in there. We're just going to grab the salt. Good, and then a bit of pepper, and then we're good to go. Okay, so what we have now is sort of a nice, almost dough-like in appearance potato, because the cheese has melted into the potato. But it's nice and smooth. So here we're just putting the mashed potato back into the potato. There you go. And then there's just a scoop or two left for our taste testing. And this is ready to go. So now we're just going to put some bacon bits on that. But first off, back in the oven, 400, about 15 minutes. You want the top to be light brown.
Five potatoes.
So those potatoes will be in there for actually maybe closer to 10 minutes. We're going to check if the potatoes are nice and brown. If they're not, we're going to put it on broil for maybe a minute or two. You got to keep an eye on it. And the moment it's light brown, we're going to take them out, put some bacon bits on it. We've got some sour cream to serve with it as well. And there's your Monte Carlo potato. All right, and with that, we've taken the ribs out of the smoker. They were in there for about another 2.5 hours, 2 hours.
4.5 hours total, almost 5 hours.
Yeah. So very juicy.
6 hours.
Little greasy. All of our sides are ready to go. Now you've got a really nice crust on there. You've got all the caramelization of the sugars in the sauce. Perfect. We're at a healthy 200 degrees. And let's just get these out of here. That is hot.
This looks good.
That is exceptionally hot. Can you give me those?
Oh. Some things do burn this man.
Yeah.
These look very good. Jesus, they all look very good, everyone. Look at that, holy smokes. A little bit of this, probably a little bit of wordplay right there.
Look amazing. Let's just plate up some of our sides. All right, and I believe we said we were doing one of each, right?
Yep.
There we go. And Here we go. So we've got both the rib types and the final plate. Let's dig in.
Let's try this bad boy out.
One right there.
Moment of truth. Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Very nice.
They're both rubbed.
No, but the
I don't know which ones you took.
one you worked on.
I don't. This one?
This is the one you worked on. Very good. A bit more of a smoky barbecue-ness. The church one is a bit sweeter, but it's very nice.
Oh my god. We make enough. Like,
Well, we definitely did. Try the potato now.
come here, you little schnitzel.
That is really good. Very, very good.
Yep. This would have to be another do it again kind of thing.
Oh, most definitely.
Hey. Maybe just steal a bit of this over here and just.
All around delicious dish.
Okay, this is.
What do you think?
Having a difficulty.
Well, there's no potato there. You're just tasting it. Good.
The shallots with the mushroom and green beans is very,
And with that, this is our smoked beef rib done two ways. We've got our style of Monte Carlo potato with some maple bacon bits that we've made ourselves, and then crispy shallots with mushroom and green beans.
with a little bit of garlic.
Yeah, perfect, frankly. Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Taste Bros.